best way voters before elections, before you go, information about your candidates, what we stand for, what we believe in, give you an opportunity to engage us. So that's why we have put together dialogues almost every night. Whenever we are not having charamas, we are having our 6K. If you have been following us, you don't have to follow us because it's the same dialogue, and people generally ask the same kind of questions everywhere we go. Most questions are for Wong Chen. When he is elected to parliament, what kind of policies he will champion, what kind of things he will speak up for the people of Subang Jaya. We have been organizing 3 charamas. On 2nd of May, that's our last one in Subang Jaya at Regalia commercial area in USJ14. Okay, that will start at 8 p.m. as well. The Uber truck is coming. And on the 4th of May, Saturday night, that's our finale. All the candidates in Petaling Jaya will gather and assemble in Kelana Jaya Stadium. So you're more than welcome to come for that last charama. Everywhere we have been, we have seen huge crowd in Subang Jaya. Well, that is very, very encouraging. We do not take that support for granted. We still do not think that it is a safe seat. We need every vote that we can find in Subang Jaya, so we urge you to come out early and vote, and please give us your votes. Okay, Wong Chen, you want to introduce yourself before we start taking questions?
Okay, my name is Wong Chen, if you don't know. It's been a strange journey for me up to this moment. About 10 days ago, I'm a virtual unknown. Now, I'm just starting to understand that, if you step out of the car, go to the toilet, people actually recognize you. So it's a bit strange. But what I want to say tonight is just to give you a very, very short introduction of who I am, and then we'll go straight into the question and answer session. I'm 45 years old, married with 2 kids. Been a corporate lawyer for about 23 years. I was born here in Petaling. Raised in Kota Baru until the age of 12, then went to Singapore to study in the high school, and then went to England to do my law degree, came back to Malaysia and practiced here, and then settled in KL in about 95, so almost 18 years I've been in the Klang Valley. I joined PKR in 2009 as a lawyer paid by somebody to help them draft the constitution of Pakatan Rakyat. I helped Dato' Zaid Ibrahim for the first 6 months of my political career, assisting him. And when Zaid lost in Ulu Selangor, he left, but I stayed behind with the party. And they assigned me to work for Dato' Sri Wan Azizah, Anwar Ibrahim's wife, for about 4 months, helping her with policy making, writing her speeches, generally just helping her out. But essentially I worked on a book called Cerita Kak Wan to help her tell her life story. And after working for Dato' Sri Wan Azizah, I was asked to work directly under Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim as his economic advisor, along with Rafizi Ramli. Yeah, if you know Rafizi Ramli from the cow cases. What we do is I'm the backroom boy. Rafizi is the front man. What he does and what he says on behalf of the party, we collaborated on many issues. Sometime about 1.5 years ago, I was asked to be the new media face, to talk about issues along with Rafizi. I took up issues on crime. You can go to my website and you can see all my videos taking questions from reporters. Crime, 1MDB, FGB listing, TNB, a few other subject matters. I'm the backroom boy, and I've been asked to stand here because the Subang Jaya crowd apparently is very tough, very educated, lots of opinion, very good at criticism, constructive criticism, I hope. And the whole idea is that we are now fielding a new generation of new candidates. So the party just asked me to stand here and try and answer as many questions as possible, and hopefully that will translate to votes for Pakatan Rakyat in this coming general election. Okay, so we're gonna start now. First question of the day, anybody?
The microphone is here. If you want to ask questions,
I'd like to address one of the questions that is quite pressing. It's about environmental. What's the environmental position? Who wants to hear about the environment? Anybody? Okay, so let's just talk about the environment a bit. As you know, Pakatan Rakyat takes a very strong stand against Linus and against Bukit Koman, the cyanide cases. Yeah. Now, if we get to power, what do we do about Linus? Do we just cancel the contract, or do we allow them to operate further if they can fulfill certain obligations? Now, we know they invested about 700 million in the Linus plant. Yeah. If we cancel the contract, we're looking at potential losses in the lawsuit from Linus to the government. Even though this is the work of the old government, once we take over, we are responsible for whatever the old government did. Let's be very clear about that. And Linus could potentially sue us for billions, and we have to compensate and ask them to go back to Australia. That is one route that we can take. Whatever route we take, we have to compensate them by the looks of it. Okay? Otherwise, the bigger impacts, we might scare away the other foreign investors. But in the Linus case, we are determined to find a legal argument to support why the Linus plant should be stopped. And that legal argument works on this ground, that certain policies, certain steps in getting the license was rushed through too fast. For instance, we learned that the environmental impact assessment was only done about 3 months and quickly approved. That is impossible to do. Yeah? That is impossible to do. So they must have taken some shortcuts. They're supposed to engage the community in an open discussion. And engagement in community usually takes about 6 months to 9 months. That did not happen. So the question then is, what regulations did they bypass to get the temporary operating license that the Bersama national government has given them? So we'll revisit that and try and stop them at that level legally. It's very important that we must do it legally, and that we will do it through the process of engagement with them, and yet be very, very stern and hard. One of the reasons why we're looking at this is because the radioactive element, the standards of care that is implemented in other countries that produces rare earth, yeah, Linus produces rare earth. The one that we looked at was this Californian company called Molycorp. Molycorp has a very, very stringent operating license, and we want to apply that stringent license where it says very clearly, you cannot have human habitation within a 50-kilometer radius. You cannot have, you must treat the water completely before you discharge. So these kind of things that applied in the US, if we use it in Gebeng, it should be applied in Malaysian context as well. Yeah? The fact that it's geographically located so close to a large population area should actually discount the fact that Linus have to close down. So we're going to go by those kind of way. But that is the way we should deal with issues. Huh? We cannot go there and just cancel or burn down the plant or anything like that. Nothing harsh. A new government must come with a new idea, a new understanding, and act within the law, but be hard and stern on issues of environmental protection. So that is our promise. Now, this question of environment actually talks about other issues as well. You know, Malaysia is highly dependent on the palm oil industry. Yeah? It is a $100 billion industry a year. It is the second largest earner for the country. And the palm oil industry is stuck in this war with the environmental group. Okay? They have an ongoing battle with the environmental group, and a lot of people ask me, where do you stand on this? What does Pakatan Rakyat do? You know, because a lot of our supporters come from the NGO background.